going on, guys? How you doing? It's Shane Walsh here. Just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing Shazam. I've been a huge fan of this app for quite a while now, and I think ever since I've owned or had an iPhone, this has kind of been one of my go-to apps I always have on my homepage. So I figured this was going to be a good little social media platform to use. So without further ado, let's get this started. Alright guys, so the history behind Shazam. The history behind Shazam started in the United States around 1999 by a group of creative people, and in this group was Chris Barton, Phil, Daraj, and Avery Wang. They had a vision of having an app that you could hold your phone up to identify a song by using a music sample that has an acoustic fingerprint. When Shazam started up, it was extremely useful to me due to the fact that I am always looking for new music. I'm one person that has a massive passion for music. Can you just like imagine all the different people that are just like me out there? It the numbers are up there. The company took to the internet airwaves around 2002, where someone could text a four-digit number to the company, and Shazam would send you a text message back with the name of the song. It would probably tell you when it was released, and then it would also tell you the artist and the album cover. The founders of this app were students at University of Cal Berkeley, and in 2008, when the Apple Store first opened, Shazam was one of the first apps to be used by the store. I mean, this could not have been a more important stepping stone for them, just due to the fact of the sheer size of the store now. Can you think if your app was one of the ever so growing Apple Store now? So, I mean, their exposure for that was massive. So um, that was good for them. So then in 2011, um, you know, in addition to Shazam being introduced, Shazam actually had the feature of introducing television ads. So a television ad would be on. You're watching something, I don't know, maybe like during football or something, and you see like the little Shazam logo at the bottom. You can actually hold your phone up there, and you have TV ads. And then a little bit after in that year, and to pretty much present day now, it is a lot more than just an identifier. A lot more people can, um, or I should not a lot more people, more companies can actually put ads on it now. So whenever you're identifying a song, it could give you something like, well, hey, if you like this song, well, how about you try this one by this album or by this record company, and then so Shazam's kind of made this all possible just by growing and actually getting a couple more pushes behind them by the Apple iTunes store. So uh, obviously this app needed a large sum of money to get this started. I mean the apps just kind of don't come up out of nowhere. Um, you know Back in, actually you didn't know this, but in 2004, about $5 million was ventured into the company for multiple causes, such as technology getting started, licensing and trademarks and all that. But this large investment came from two companies called DNA Capital and IDG Ventures. These were two pretty big companies that invest in ideas that they believe that are worth backing. You know, I'm sure they were kind of suspect about it when they first you know, made the contract or made the deal that they were going to give this money to them or invest in them, but it's paid off them pretty well now because obviously it's huge. But from 2005 to 2010, Shazam still started developing their app. They needed to, get up there. Technology was moving at that fast pace. But around 2011 again. Shazam received an extreme amount of capital from about three companies, from IVP, Kleiner Perkins, and Clausfield and Byers, that rounded up to about $32 million. So just think about what they did with $5 million, and now they got another 32 million. So I mean, they're getting the right amount of money at the right times because there's more technology out there that needed to be done. So the research and development stage was very important because newer and newer phones were coming out almost every 3 months. Next 3 years was when the app really started to take hold and kind of take off. Over these 3 years, Shazam has raised about, or sorry, not raised, received about $100 million on top of the 32 million. But this $100 million came from five different investors. Um, and now to think that what could be done with that money on top of everything else. I mean, that you can see why Shazam has advanced just as much as all the new phones has because they've had the funding. And at the end of February of 2015, Shazam that started from just sending just phones or just sending text messages from old phones. Um, that was valued about $500,000 when it first started is now or 500 yeah $500,000 now is you know it's looked at about $1 billion now. So I mean they're doing some solid work right now. But you know it needed to be set up so the Shazam is set up for users to open up an app, then for one to hold up their phone wherever they are hearing the music come from, and have the app recognize the sound, display the information on the screen, or placed in the tags option for the user's profile that they have set up while setting up for Jam. So one of the quotes that I have from one of my sources, I have them at the end of this PowerPoint, but they said that Shazam's Entertainment is a media engagement company, offers an app that connects people to music, TV shows, ads that they love, and many more. Uh, this is what the company set their standards nowadays to make sure that their users are getting everything they possibly can. The categories that Shazam has listed under their name are games, music, iPhone, e-discovery, iOS, and Android. This is especially interesting because when the idea first came about, it was only connected to people with music, but now the app has jumped to higher expectations. So their target market for this app was very limited when they first started out, just kind of as an information and music platform. But now in 2015, I guess now almost 2016, the app is much more. People can go to the app either to find a song that they're looking for or heard, watch something that has to do with TV ads that they might have just saw, but mostly people can go to this app and e-discover, which is now a term that has been used over the past couple years, kind of, to describe someone who only uses social media to educate themselves with current events. I would say that the target market for this app is very large and includes pretty much anyone that is interested in music or anyone who's looking to find out about it. Some of their features, it's kind of endless with this app, but it locates songs faster, finds TV ads, um, ads for different projects, like I said, e-discover, and then you can also set up a personal Shazam profile, and then it also connects with iTunes. So it's pretty good, and like I said, um, this target market really is kind of anyone who's really interested in it, and someone as like me. I DJ here every so often on the weekends, and it's always nice to know, like, if I'm waiting around and I'm about to go on, let's say a DJ is playing a song and I have no idea what it's about, I don't have to go up there and bother him, and I can just pull up my phone and really kind of just see what music he's playing. Alright, so unfortunately, there are some bugs with it. Over the past couple of years while using it, I've noticed that it has had a couple buffering issues while locating the songs. It doesn't always work when you want it to, which is kind of frustrating when I'm kind of enjoying a song. I would like to know what it is so I can later on download it. The app has a hard time connecting to the web base that holds the acoustic samples that sends the match back to your phone so that you can see what the identifier of the song was or what you're trying to find. After looking into the private privacy settings, it kind of all makes sense. It seems to be that Shazam has the app that is kind of set up to get kind of data off of you, because of some of the things that are tagging that all the marketers that are out there for you. There are certain TV commercials that encourage people to download the app and Shazam it. The commercial, was only on there for 30, 35 seconds, maybe even 40 seconds, and you might be doing something at that time. So you might be missing some of it, but if you have your app that's open, you can hold it up to the commercial and you can find out a lot more about it. So the problem is that if you don't have it open, It takes about 12 seconds from the time you realize what you need to Shazam, open up the app, or I guess open up your phone, open up the app, and then tagging it. So I mean, it could take quite a while. Um, so market branders are looking for opportunities for someone to have this auto tagging option on, so they can send advertisements all their way. Of course, the auto tagging gives Shazam even more data than gold mining. By recording and tagging everything around us, this gives Shazams more data to reach their target markets by all of us having all this auto tagging on. So, it can, if you can see at this bottom, I've kind of put on a graph of, on average, um, how long it takes for someone to tag a song. And look, I actually was giving them more credit than what is due. So it looks like it's 18 seconds, 3, 14. So it's up and down with tagging songs, unfortunately. The best way that other companies can use Shazam to their advantage is that they could make a commercial, and obviously there's a certain amount of time that is paid for, so that if a customer missed some valuable information on the TV, they can open up their Shazam and Shazam the commercial. The commercial will come up on their phone, which allows them to look further into what they just saw on TV. Also, it brings Shazam into play with each company that decides to partner up with them. It's kind of like, I'm going to do this for you, so can you put our app on this commercial so we can help each other out? The two biggest marketing examples that Shazam uses is shareable visuals, which obviously, the music or whatever artist that they have, and then brand building. So obviously, if there's, um, you know, multiple songs they have, it goes right to your profile, which brings all the users closer to what they're trying to accomplish by signing up for the app. So all in all, I think it's a pretty fantastic app if you ask me. The thing that interested me most about this app was how extremely useful it has been over the past couple of years. And I've noticed that I've liked a song that it's been playing, and it this app has been so extremely useful. And over the years, it's gotten better and better. Um, Especially if I have to go home and download a song, it just it you know it's just extremely useful for me, and I appreciate the app probably a little bit more than most people, but that's just because my lifestyle calls for it. So, um, the next, where I see this app going in the future is just more and more. I don't really know how much more they can really involve because they are so hands-on, and they really done their homework on how to engage their users and even people that haven't even had the app yet. So I can see this app only getting more and more relevant for everyone to use within the next year or two. I'm actually personally shocked if people don't even have Shazam. So um, 3 to 5 years, the app could be so massive that it could be a default app in the phone, which would be pretty insane for them. So that being said, guys, I just want to say here's my sources, and obviously these guys have been really good. So I just want to say thank you very much, and you guys have a great day.